Right, Joseph, good morning to you. Joe Conroy's with us to talk to us about stuff we may have seen, we might not have seen. Definitely, this is one I have not seen.
No, I have not seen.
Morning, Darren Ashling. Yeah, it's one I hadn't seen either. So I was just thinking last week, so far in this new shiny new slot, we've gone through McCarty's Park, which was the 1999, really interesting in retrospect, Flying the Wall, Mick McCarty, Ireland documentary. We've done Katie with Ross Whitaker, which is again another brilliant documentary. But then, what about all those other documentaries out there? What about the maybe not so brilliant, but possibly good or not good documentaries that we've just not seen? So in steps my new best friend, the legend of Sergio Ramos on Amazon Prime. Just off the bat, Sergio Ramos, 2 series, 1 series with 8 episodes, 2nd series with 6 episodes. How excited or unexcited are we at the prospect?
2 series of Sergio Ramos.
That's a lot.
I mean, and which period of his career is this now? Because that's important. Is it like when he's, rescuing Real Madrid in Real Madrid style against Atletico and shithousing his way to being one of the greatest defenders of all time? Or is it like, the year spent doing nothing in Paris Saint-Germain?
This is all pre-Paris. Season 1 is 2018-19, so the year after they've beaten Liverpool in the Champions League final, but they have a disastrous season. So you just get great stuff of just Sergio hanging around, and it's like they're playing the media clip. It's of like, this is totally unacceptable. We don't expect this from Madrid. We won't accept this. And it's like Ramos is like, phew, gee guys, this is pretty bad. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Lopetegui, he might get sacked. Yeah, I think he's going to get sacked. He better win this weekend or he's going to get sacked. That's kind of the level of stuff. Season 2 is the following season, which is 2019-20, which is Zidane back, and it's the lockdown season. But so if our kind of premise here is we're wondering about these big budget, big name documentaries out there in the streamosphere that we're wondering if they're worth our time, it actually proves out to be really interesting, because season 1 and season 2 are very different, where season 1 is like really questionable kind of reality TV sort of, this is a bit of a push, where it seems that after season 1 for season 2, they've kind of got their act together, or maybe it's kind of post Last Dance, post Drive to Survive. Maybe they've gone, okay, if we're going to do this, let's do it right. But just to kind of contextualize that, I might just play you a quick clip from both seasons. This is series 1. Just a warning going into this. When I first put this on, I was like, all right, this is going to be in Spanish. Going to kind of focus in here, going to be reading the subtitles. But it started automatically playing dubbed, kind of Squid Game style. So I decided to go along with that, which means we can bring you audio like this morning. This is a clip from series 1. This is an introduction to a key character in the life of Sergio Ramos, his brother, Rene.
I'm going to make a call, and then I'll let you know who it is right away.
Great, very good.
Me llamo René Ramos.
My name is Rene Ramos. My relationship with Sergio, aside from being his older brother, I've been his manager for 14 years. Sergio will always be my little brother, but I'm not shy to reprimand him to keep him in line.
Rene as an agent is very demanding and quite serious, but in the end we bring out the best in one another.
Give me a minute. I'll call you when I'm ready.
Okay.
Hello?
Brother, how are you?
Good. And how are you?
Well, after everything that's happened, given our poor performance and all, we have to try to win again and let things calm down a bit.
You already know these are, when things are bad, you see things in a different light. So the key is to defeat your next opponent in the Champions League, and then to surprise everyone in Barcelona. For now, just focus on your game.
Yeah, okay, brother. Sounds good.
Okay.
We'll talk later.
Bye.
Love you, bye.
Wow.
Hello, older brother. How are you? Like, no.
It's very hard to take anything seriously where the dubbing is so shit. It's like,
Okay, brother, sounds good.
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
brother, yes.
I mean,
It's like one of those robotized voices on TikTok.
Similar in the Neymar documentary as well, with him and his dad. It's quite like this. And yeah, I don't think you get it. I don't know what it's like in this one now, Joe, but you didn't really get a good look into him as a person. I wanted to, to know a bit
About
more.
Neymar?
Yeah, just to know a bit more. Is there more to him than we see? The style he plays with. everything else that we know about him. Is he like that? Is there a more softer side to him? Is there more about him? But it's very much about his brand and how his dad has been pumping his brand since he has been.
Isn't that the point of these documentaries?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Do you see more into his life about him, or is there a purpose behind this whole documentary?
There's definitely a line in the sand between series 1 and 2. Like I was saying, it's kind of. Last week we played a clip of Ross Whittaker talking about when he first sat down with Katie Taylor, and he was almost taken aback by the fact she was like, look, if we're doing this, it has to be raw, has to be unfiltered. It's almost like if I'm going into content, I'm going to win the content war. Series 2 definitely is a lot better. Just the clip you played there is pretty typical of what you're getting in Series 1. Series 2, though, definitely the production is up. The format's changed from 25-minute episodes to 47-minute episodes, so a bit more Ramos content, fewer episodes, but better episodes. But it's actually amazing because they retell full stories and full arcs that were done in Season 1, just completely ignoring the fact they've already told the story, and they're like, oh, we're going to actually tell the story properly this time. So in Series 1, he talks about he's from Seville, and he's like, yes, going back to Seville is always great. It was great to catch up with my friends in Seville. Where in Season 2, they start talking about Seville, and they actually get into his controversial exit. His transfer from Seville to Real Madrid was kind of problematic on both ends, and meant that kind of as the season restarted, both the Madrid, he's kind of falling out with the Madrid fans and the Seville fans. So I have a clip here from Season 2, which sort of, you'll probably notice the tone shift. And in fairness, if you are interested in Sergio Ramos or interested in Real Madrid, Series 2 is actually worth digging out. But here's a taste. He's talking about his Seville exit.
In the end, all of the information was manipulated. The Sevilla supporters were lied to, and that led to them treating me and thinking of me in a very hurtful way. It was not only painful for me, but mainly for my family. I will never forgive them for the pain that my grandparents and my parents felt. To this day, they still can't set foot in the Sevilla stadium. And I get emotional because, after all, I've enjoyed that stadium since I was a kid. And, well, people might have a different opinion, but my grandparents aren't alive anymore. They can't go back in time. And those are things you can't change. You can't rewind, you can't hit pause. That is the biggest pain I feel inside of me. And maybe that's why I behave the way I do whenever I score a goal in the Sevilla stadium. With anger and with rage because of everything my family had to suffer through.
But at least it's more real.
Cher, are you in or are you out?
Come on.
I think at least that's more real. Season 2, you hear maybe what you want to hear. I would have liked to have heard what happened there.
But you can't fake the fake American pretending that he's Sergio Ramos. Like, I can't get over that.
Well, that's tough.
I feel this real pain. My grandparents died not knowing that the people of Seville really love me.
They should have rethought that.
Like, your man's fake crying.
Well, first off, there's a significant improvement in the voice acting in Series 2 along with everything else. Well, come on, how can you not enjoy this?
I did. Sorry, but it's clearly like all those bad people over there made me look bad for wanting to take all the money and turn my back on my hometown club, who I could have brought to greatness. I could have, been the one that helped them get over. Instead, I was like, I'm gonna go win loads of Champions League and get loads of money. Come on, Sergio Ramos, have a little bit of self-awareness. No.
I'm not sure if it was a rights issue, a time issue, or what, but the first one is like pretty standard archive stuff. This series 2, though, they've kind of last dancified it a bit. So you actually get the clip after that where he's playing in Seville. He scores a Panenka, the most kind of a proper Pirro, like taking the piss Panenka, then runs over to the corner, does kind of a bit of a Ronaldo, kind of the Ronaldo turn, but turns into a kind of pointing at his name motion and then pointing at the fans and cupping his ears. So, I mean, this is, like, there's gold in here. Just on kind of the whole manipulation of events, like Series 1 is like, it's like kind of history students study propaganda because it's interesting to see kind of what regimes how they wanted to frame themselves or how they wanted to tell their story. You've got this bit where they're playing Ajax and he's on the yellow in the Champions League and he picks up a second yellow in the last few minutes of the game. And there's this controversy afterwards because someone's like, hey, Ramos, you're on a yellow card. Now you have a clean slate for the rest of the tournament if you progress. He's like, well, maybe that yellow card was not so accidental. That kind of resulted in this UEFA investigation into him, and he ends up with a 2-match ban. And then we get to watch him a few weeks later, Gogglebox style, in the Bernabeu, watching Donny van der Beek inspired Ajax destroy Real Madrid and knocks them out of the Champions League. So that's kind of your payout for season 1. But series 2 is actually decent if you can embrace and enjoy the voice acting and everything else going on.
Okay, so it's actually skip season 1, go straight to season 2.
Yeah, and I'd say if you're predisposed, if you feel like you've got a gap in your life for 6 odd hours of Sergio Ramos content, then you won't be disappointed. If you're on the fence, maybe give it a skip.
He is genuinely one of the most interesting characters in world sport over the last 15 years. Like, unbelievably successful, who managed to add something to that Barcelona team that became the Spain team that won the World Cup. So I can see why people would watch it. You've been watching Cheer?
Cheer, yeah, it's 2 seasons as well. It follows Navarro cheerleaders. This is a team based in Texas in America, and it's unbelievable because what comes to mind here if you think of cheerleaders? What do you think there's much training that goes in?
I've seen a bit of this, so
okay. Because when I first went into it, I would have thought like, easy enough, like, yeah, can't be too much to it. And then you watch it and see the athleticism, the training, how tough it is, the injuries. They're fearless. Like, they're throwing each other up in the air, these stunts that are absolutely incredible. And they're just kids as well that are, going through college, and then this training on top of it that is hours long every day, it seems like, after college. So it's amazing to see their journey, and just the training and everything goes into it. And it sort of follows like 5 individuals on the team as well who have good stories within it. And then Monica, their coach as well, she's an amazing story. She was a cheerleader, but nothing too amazing. Like, she didn't have amazing accolades for her name, but she then built this from the ground up, and now they're like the most successful cheerleading team. Great storyline to it. They've rivals that are not too far, 40 miles away in Texas. They're their rivals, and they go and they compete at Daytona. That's the big cheerleading. That's the All-Ireland, really, to them. So, yeah, it's amazing. I definitely would recommend to watch it because I think you'd definitely get a new view on cheerleading for sure.
All right. Joseph, good stuff. What are you going to watch for us next week, or have you decided yet?
We'll have a think. I don't know if anyone has any suggestions, send them in. There's a few kind of, like, just off the top of my head, there's a great kind of Naughties Dublin one up on the RTT player we might need to look back at. I think Galvanise is needs to get revisited at some point, but I don't know. We'll see what way the wind blows during the weekend, where things take us.
All right. Feel free to give us recommendations.